Hello everyone. My peppers have all sprouted, and they were big enough to go ahead and pot up in these. I believe these are 4-inch pots, 4 by 4 inches, and they're looking really good. I thought I'd tell you about them. I got all my seeds this year from Baker Creek, everybody, and they're really good folks. I like their products, and there's always free shipping, and that helps out a lot too. So here's what I got this year. It's just I imagine it's just a regular, banana pepper, a sweet pepper, and there's these in the back here with the popsicle sticks in it. Since they were different from the others, that's the only one I really had to put the sticks in. Sometimes, like with tomatoes, I'll probably put them in all of them. When I get to those, and I'll show you those whenever they're ready. They're planted, but they haven't come up yet. This one here says it's a classic sweet Hungarian wax pepper that has been grown by generations of gardeners. Sleek tapered fruit to 6 to 7 inches long, translucent ivory ripening to stunning red orange, a treasure. And you start them indoors, and then when it gets warm enough, you start taking these trays outside and let them get sun, and you have to gradually let them get used to full sun to where it wouldn't bother them to be out in it, because they'll have to be out in it when they're in the garden. You can't put them in shade when they're out there or something, so you got to let them build up to where they can take that full sun. And then here's the bell pepper that I picked this year, and at first I thought they looked a little small, but they're actually looking pretty good. These other ones, hope you can see that good. And ooh, I was afraid that'd happen if I turned up too much. It almost turned over. Okay, they're doing real well, and they're Ozark Giant this year. I did California Wonder last year. They did fine and everything, but I went a lot by the reviews on the different things this year, and that's why I picked this Ozark Giant. And even the California Wonders, they'll turn red after so long. You can eat them when they're green, of course, but they'll turn red when they're completely ripe. But this one does too. It says an old favorite, colossal long bell peppers have delicious thick flesh. They start out green, ripening bright red. And this kind of reminds me of the one I had. It was called Big Bertha. I've actually still got some seeds from those back there. They were wonderful. If y'all have been watching my garden for several years, if you remember the Big Bertha red ones, they got about that long right there and about that wide. They were really something. So let me show you a little bit closer what these look like, because I don't think you could see it as good. There's one of the banana peppers, and this one right beside it is one of the Ozark Giants. They're looking really healthy. One of the keys to having these your seedlings do well is first of all, when you start your seeds, it's best to start them in a seed mixture, a seed germinating mixture, and I used Gardeners. You can get it on Amazon. And that helps them really get a good start. And then also, if you use the cheaper soil you use to pot them up, the worse your results are going to be, just to be honest with you. I'm using Happy Frog, Fox Farm Happy Frog. It's a little more expensive than some of the others that you can get, but it's well worth it. If I was to set these here beside some of them that I grew in something cheaper, I guarantee you would see the difference once these started getting a little bit bigger. They would keep getting bigger and bigger, and the others would be kind of, way down here, so that makes a big difference. And also, if you, any kind of container that you put anything in, you can see on the corners, I think, the holes, there's holes down in here. I'm trying to see the bottom of this without turning it over. Yeah, there's little holes right here on the sides. See them? No, kitty. Move back, honey. These holes all the way around it. That is also key to it growing right. if they can't grow good roots, you won't have a good plant either. So Kitty, don't eat on them. So that's, you know, that's one of the main things too. So always, any kind of pot you put them in, if you put them in a big pot to let them grow in containers after this instead of in the garden or something, just make sure it has drainage, because it really make a big difference. So Kitty's interested. She loves the smell of this soil. For some reason, I had just got done potting all these, and I had it on my hands. I hadn't had a chance to wash my hands before I saw her, and she was like, "What's on your hands?" You know. So yeah, so that is 18. There's 12 of the Ozark Giants, and there's 6 banana peppers. That's quite a few. I don't know if I'll use all these. I might use a little smaller amount. Lay down or something, honey. Okay, I might use a smaller amount of them, and you know, I'll either give them away what's left, or either I'll put some in some containers out here. I like to use fabric pots if I can, you know, if I have enough. They're not expensive. I don't need to have stuff in containers, but I do what's left over usually that I don't give away. I'll put them in there. No, don't chew on it. And see, that's good already, isn't it, honey? Huh? So yeah, I mean, I always make a few extras in case something happens. Like one year, I had them out here in the driveway in the sun, and it got real windy all of a sudden. Then it started raining, and just like all of a sudden, and it knocked I don't know how many of them over, and then it broke them. So luckily I had, you know, some backups. That's another thing also. If you're gonna, you know, have 12 plants, I would do about 16 at least, because you're gonna have something maybe happen to a couple, or they might not. Might be a couple that don't look as good as you think they should look, or something like that. So that's one thing. I always have extra, and like I said, if I give them away what's left, or I hate to throw them away or something, you know. So I give them away, or I just go ahead and put them in containers out there in the garage. And that shows that they grow so good out there in the containers. You know, you can do that yourself if you don't have a backyard that you're able to, you know, put a raised bed or something like that in. So anyway, I thought I'd give you an update on this, show you the progress, and some maybe a couple weeks or a week or so, I'll show you again, and maybe by that time I'll have my tomatoes up. I really don't show them too much. Maybe I could show them in the ones I start them in, which is like a bigger container. You know, I start them in that, and then I take them and transplant them into these little containers here, and they're perfect for this tray. They fit right in there, 18 of them perfectly. So, okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this little garden progress update. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out, and hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. God bless.